Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to my home Grand Prix here on F1 Championship Edition. Yes, we're back for round 8 of the season for the British Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out on the last video that went live from Monaco, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But as we head to Silverstone, we have had a contract offer through on the board. And it came from Midland. The Midland, apparently, they want us back. Clearly, it's like an ex-girlfriend. They're desperate to see me once again. We're not going to be signing with them. They did send over a contract, but we're going to be sticking with Super Aguri or moving up in the Formula 1 world. Of course, having a look at the championship, Fernando Alonso took the lead at the top of the table last weekend. 3 points the gap over Michael Schumacher, 5 points between our top 3 in the championship. We're still battling it out with Jenson Button for P8 overall, so fingers crossed we can try and have a good weekend here. Remember as well, Kimi Räikkönen, after the opening 3 Grand Prix, absolutely in that championship fight. Now, he's down to 7th, but yeah, home Grand Prix this weekend. Desperately want to try and score some points here. We almost did last season, so hopefully I've got better at the game, and we can today. Well, here we are then, back at Silverstone. Not only is it Silverstone, but of course it is old Silverstone as well. Slightly shorter layout, slightly, I don't really know whether it had lower average speeds or not. I would assume so, just because you don't have the entire Wellington straight. But yeah, this place, hopefully, isn't... I don't recall this track being particularly bad last season on this game, so we can hope that we can have a good, clean weekend now. All I remember is the curbs at Turn 1 are quite scary, and a few of the curbs elsewhere on the lap. Right, here we go then. First time trying to tackle the old Turn 1. Like I said, you've got to be so careful of that outside curbing, but I still feel like... I watched back one of the old videos a couple of days ago. I still feel like I have made such a big improvement in terms of smoothness and precision on this game. He says after he absolutely walloped the curbs through Turn 2. But I feel like I am dialing in still. I'm getting better at getting my eye in still. And, let's not forget, I haven't driven with a controller on an F1 game in years.
It's time for Saturday qualifying here at Silverstone. The first knockout session is about to begin. Who will make it through to Session 2 and who will make up the back of the grid? Let's find out.
Well, yeah, after the disaster that was qualifying in the last couple of weekends, I really want to take no risk here and just make it through. We've definitely got the pace to get into Q2, as I would hope pretty much anywhere. But yeah, Q3 might be a much more difficult story today. AI very, very good around the high-speed corners on this game. I quite simply am not. It's just trying to work out where to brake in this final sector. It can be very, very scary. Those curbs can still absolutely trip you over if you nudge them in the wrong place as we make our way. Oh, that was close. Almost fired the car off a bit too deep through the last couple of turns, but making our way out through the final corner then. Feels a lot slower on this game than it does in real life or in the modern F1 games, but up towards the start-finish line then. What's the time going to be? 24.4. That's quicker than Luizzi. That should be us through, I think. The gap to E-Day this weekend then, only 3 seconds, but we are through. We're up in 9th place at the end of Q1, so we are right on the cusp between Q2 and Q3. Oh, just running a little bit wide as we make our way through the final couple of corners, trying to carry that speed as best as possible, as that the final hairpin will go once again up towards the finish line. 24.4 in Q1, and it's going to be a 24.4 in Q2 there. Next to nothing between my laps. I guess at least I'm consistent, as we'll take a lot of curb through Turn 1. Let's try and go for another run. Well, Nick Heidfeld then has gone quicker than me, but Jarno Trulli is now setting the pace. However, we're still waiting for a lot of our top drivers to head back out there. Oh, that's a lot. That's brave. Somehow, I mean, we've done rallycross there. Game hasn't invalidated it, though, as we're 7 tenths down at the end of Sector 2. I know we made a bit of a mistake last time around through these final couple of corners. Can we potentially claw back the time we lost? As Massa now down into the 22s there, up towards start-finish line though. Will we see another improvement? No, we won't. 24.8 there, and only P9 again. Now down to P10. Making our way then back out onto the circuit. We need to get down into the 23s if we want to see ourselves into Q3 here. We are really trying to wring the neck out of this car. Here we go then. We've only got 2 more laps to try and make it count here. There won't be enough time to get back out onto the circuit. Otherwise, it's through turn 1 there. 6th gear. Almost flat out there. Just a slight blend of throttle through the apex. We have just got to give it absolutely everything. James Allen there just informing me about other lap times as drivers are still improving. Ralf Schumacher now on the cusp of the drop zone. Remember, one of our big battles this year is with Toyota in the Constructors. So to knock him out here would be fantastic as we're up in Sector 1. It's up by a 10th though. Oh, that's very wide. But the game will let me have it, therefore I'm going to take it. Oh, look at that. 3/10 up at the end of Sector 2. This is going to be mighty close. As long as we don't make any more mistakes. All right, up towards the gravel trap again as we make our way through the final corner. Luizzi improving. Everyone times are still tumbling, but up towards the line it's going to be a 1:23.7. And that's going to promote us up into 7th place then. I am not going to find anything more than that. We have now just got to pray that that puts us into Q3. Well, there we go then. We said we're in this big battle with Jenson Button, and we've just knocked him out in Q2 here at both of our home Grand Prix there. Jarno Trulli, Rosberg, Coulthard, Killian and Luizzi all join him on the sidelines. I believe, therefore, we are the only British driver into Q3. Right, well, as we make our way into Q3 then, this has got to be a lot more of a one run and we're done kind of session then. I've opted to underfuel the car slightly. We'll only make it 8 laps into the Grand Prix tomorrow, but hopefully it will give us a little bit of extra pace today, and of course will mean that the tyres aren't so badly worn by the end of the stint. That's the goal. We've just got to try and get 1 clean lap in. Right, well, here we go then. I'm sure the home crowd are going to be rooting for us in our plucky little Super Aguri. It's certainly not the first time we've made Q3, and I hope it's not going to be the last time this season either. But we got plenty of faster cars all going out for runs as well. Let's just try and put on a show. Nice line through turn 1 there. Happy with that. Said though, coming to the end of Sector 2, this has actually felt like a very, very clean, tidy lap until that moment. Just a little bit of understeer there, but we gather it up nicely. Traction control doing its job as we make our way out of the final corner. A little bit tight to the apex on the exit. Didn't carry enough speed off the turn. Up towards the line, though. It's going to be a 25.6 there. Immediately, Schumacher and Fisichella go much quicker, but I'm not really sure we can do a lot. He says that. I'm a 10th up at the end of Sector 1 again. Come on, we'll give it a whirl. 10th up Sector 1, 4/10 up at the end of Sector 2. If we can keep it tidy. Well, I really thought our first lap had been pretty good here, but surely we can make up some time through the final few corners then. Is try and get a nice late apex there, but carry the speed off of the corner. That's probably the fastest I've taken that final turn all weekend. Up toward the line, it's going to be a 1:24.8. There's oil out on the track. Someone's done something. But still, that's only good enough for 8th. Well, Felipe Massa looks completely in control at the moment. They're 8/10 clear of the Michael, 9/10 clear of Fernando Alonso. He will be starting this race from pole position, but we line up 8th on the grid then, inside the points, let's not forget. We've got to keep it tidy on lap 1.
We're coming to you live from Silverstone for this year's British Grand Prix. Silverstone is the home of British motor racing. It was also the location of the first ever Formula One World Championship race back in 1950. Although the layout has changed over the years, the circuit still has some spectacular turns, including the sweeping Beckett's curves and the flat-out right-hander Bridge Corner. The weather's dry for now. The forecast is for rain in the latter stages of today's race. On pole is Felipe Massa. Second on the grid is Michael Schumacher. They're followed by Fernando Alonso in 3rd. 4th is Rubens Barrichello. Montoya takes 5th. Kimi Raikkonen is next to him in 6th. Giancarlo Fisichella is 7th. You're in 8th place.
Well, I'm aiming for points, engineer. Super Aguri's boss, clearly. Yeah, Aguri believes I'm going to be absolutely wild today, but yeah, not expecting that. But yeah, we just got to try and make it through the first stint. However, obviously we know how good the AI are in the rain on this game, so we might struggle later on.
Remember, once you're sat on the grid, you tyre temperatures will drop again. So make sure that you finish this sector with as much heat in the tyres as possible. The current temperatures are a little low at the moment.
Trying to get as much rear temperature as we can then in the tyres as we round our way out of the final corner. Already front runners lining up on the grid, so their tyres are going to be very, very cold by the time we get going.
Systems are nominal, everything's looking good. Good luck and enjoy the race.
Yeah, let's try and have a good showing for our home crowd. If we can score points today, I will be a very, very happy man. As just remember to put the ABS and the traction control back on.
Don't go anywhere. Turn up the volume and enjoy. Here we go. We are racing!
Fairly good start, I'll take it.
Lightning start off the grid, as does Michael Schumacher. Here come the drivers into turn one. Massa leads out of the first turn, and behind him is Michael Schumacher. Next is Alonso.
Heifeld just ran into the side of me on the exit of turn one, and somehow I'm not the driver to get screwed over in that situation. Heifeld to the back of the field, Ralf Schumacher now up into P9 then, but I honestly thought when that contact was made that my race was going to be done and dusted right there, but for whatever reason, F1 Championship Edition has chosen mercy today. Oh, here we go, look at that. Fisichella really trying to hype a move on Kimi Räikkönen.
Showing green tyres, they've heated up nicely now.
And we will say thank you very much then. Get straight past the Renault and up into P7. I don't think it'll be long before Fisichella will get back past me. It will be if I can put Kimi Räikkönen between us. But yes, second weekend in a row then. I've overtaken Giancarlo on lap 1. I'm sure he's getting very, very annoyed with that. But Barrichello, really, really good qualifying yesterday to line up on the outside of the second row. But we're now right behind him then as he drops down to 5th. And I've already made gains then up into 6th place. No. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Right.
Massa is first. Michael Schumacher is in second. Alonso third. Montoya fourth. Barrichello fifth. He slipped down from fourth. Fisichella sixth. He's up from 7th. In 7th is Räikkönen. You're 8th.
I'm certainly not 8th anymore, engineer. That was so unlucky over that curbing at turn 1, but luckily didn't lose as much time as sometimes I would in one of those spins. Got to be so careful down there as well. Every lap, the back will try and overtake the front through there. All over the back of one of the Toro Rossos, Luizzi. Going very, very slowly there on the racing line. We've got to try and move back through some of these slower cars outside the top 10 we've really got to deal with.
Get anything if you don't consider pushing forward.
What do you think I'm trying to do, engineer? Come on. Oh, then Christian Klein. Oh, that Red Bull's so slow. Off of the corner there. We really do gain a lot on the AI. I'm doing my best. Just leave me alone. I know what to do. Points are out of the realms of possibility today. So down the inside of Webber. That was brave. I will give myself credit. Well, I'm still setting personal bests in a few places here and there, but already starting to get a little bit nervous of not being able to make enough progress up in this GP. I mean, the rain, potentially that can have a massive swing on how things look this afternoon. But yeah, stuck behind Jarno Trulli, and honestly at the moment I'm struggling to find a way around him. I mean, this seems to be one of the only parts of the lap where I can make up time quite reliably. Not when I get a little bit of wheel spin like that, though.
Just a quick weather update for you all. The clouds have been forming for some time now, and it's finally started to rain. This could be a worrying time for the teams and drivers.
Well, that actually works out quite nicely for me.
Tyres are accumulating some wear now. Just keep an eye on it.
It means obviously we can enjoy the slightly less fuel than I'm sure a lot of other drivers around me. But yeah, when we box, it will be onto intermediates, I hope. Oh, that was scary. Yeah, I think we're meant to be boxing next lap, and to be honest, I think that's going to be quite a good time to peel in. Spray now just starting to get kicked up by some of the AI. Could this potentially allow us to undercut a few of the runners as instantly the pace and the confidence has dropped through the floor? But what it feels like is the AI don't really lose the pace from their dry tyres until they actually bolt on wets.
Massa is first. Michael Schumacher is in second. Alonso third. Montoya fourth. Barrichello fifth. Raikkonen sixth. He's up from seventh. Fisichella seventh. He's down from sixth. And Button eighth.
Well, there we go. A few cars diving into the pit lane then, so we're not going to be the only one. As all both Toyotas, we might gain a little bit of time there. As just a Red Bull stricken in the middle of the road. Don't quite know what that's all about, but we'll try and make sure. Come on. Oh no, I messed that up. I really messed that up. Come on. Don't do anything stupid now. We'll go like that, go like that. There we go. 12.2 is awful. But we are on the intermediates to see us through. Are those inters? I believe they're inters. To see us through to the end of the race.
Out there, so the tyres are shown as green on the indicator. Whilst they're blue, you'll have less traction.
But yeah, we've just got to try and keep it on the island. Well, I know obviously you can get wet to dry races and dry to wet races on this game. Can you get wet, say dry to wet, back to dry again? Oh, Luizzi, big dive bomb there down the end of the back straight. We've got very little we can do to fight him at the moment. I'm adamant I am on the wets, but are the AI? Have they been able to go back out on another set of dry tyres and potentially have the grip at the moment? Because we are running a good 2-3 seconds a lap slower. Oh, we are just slip sliding all over the place at the moment. We've got nothing. Am I sure I'm actually on inters? They don't look like the normal dries, but they feel absolutely useless here. Here comes Tristan Klein having a look around the outside. Again. Oh no, he's gone down the inside. That is a ridiculous dive bomb by Klein, and we have been dispatched and down into P14. I don't know what's more impressive still, the fact we're on the island or the fact that no one has retired yet from this Grand Prix. But yeah, just a handful of laps to go now. We are really just trying to bring this car to the flag. Yeah, even Klein's just pulling away from me. And truly, yeah, that gap now up to almost 20 seconds. Oh yeah, big weekend for Felipe Massa. He's going to be back-to-back winner here at Silverstone. And well, he won't quite take the lead of the championship, but he'll be ahead of Michael.
Massa is first. Alonso is second. Third is Juan Pablo Montoya. Barrichello fourth. Fisichella fifth. Michael Schumacher sixth. In seventh is Raikkonen. And Button eighth.
Well, for whatever reason, Jenson Button is back into the pit lane then, so that's going to promote, I believe, Ralf Schumacher up into 8th place then. I don't think we'll be close enough to Jenson, but what are Honda doing with just a couple of laps to go? Did he not have enough fuel to make it to the flag? Surely you just risk it. Oh, we got another one in. We got more cars into the pit lane. What's going on? Trulli and Klein both peeling into the pit lane then, so I'm guessing they either didn't have enough fuel or surely they can't think it's worth going back onto dries at this stage of the day, but we are going to get a little bit of a lifeline then. We're back into P12.
Massa races past the checkered flag for the maximum 10 points and top spot on the podium. Alonso should hang on to finish second.
Well, there we go then. Felipe Massa, race winner this weekend here at Silverstone once again. Luckily, we're not seeing any of the AI pit on the final lap of the race, but yeah, 12th or 14th doesn't really make much of a difference in the grand scheme of things for us. But as we round our way through the final few corners, it's nice to be at a couple of the drivers. You know, Jarno Trulli, I really wanted to be in a fight with today. Unfortunately, yeah, really came away from us once the rain started to fall. But we have survived. I'll be honest, I think, yeah, spin or no spin, we would not have scored points today. In fact, it might have been even more depressing if we'd ran back up inside the top 8 and then just had not had the pace to compete towards the end of this one. As we make our way through the final couple of corners here at Silverstone, Jenson Button is going to finish just ahead of me in 11th, and we are unfortunately going to walk through for P12 in the end. No points once again, but a better result than we have had recently.
Silverstone comes up trumps again, another fantastic race. And so we conclude the final part of this first European leg. We'll be back here in mid-July to decide some of the other famous European races like Manicourt in France and the second German Grand Prix venue, Hockenheim. In the meantime, we travel to Montreal, Canada for another captivating F1 race on the famous Gilles Villeneuve circuit. Following that, we'll be revisiting the scene of much controversy with regard to tyres in 2005, Indianapolis. See you there in 2 weeks' time.
There we go then, Montreal and Indianapolis, hopefully going to be two tracks that we have got some good pace on, but it's P12 this weekend here from Silverstone. It does mean Alonso, though, still top of the table, ahead of now Felipe Massa, Michael Schumacher in P3, ahead of the second of the Renault cars. Still in 9th place for us, we got double the points to Jarno Trulli there, and Coulthard unlucky just to miss out on points at his home Grand Prix as well there. Constructors-wise, well, it's 6 points between Ferrari and Renault, with Super Aguri there just now 3 ahead of Toyota. Ralf Schumacher, that 1 point could come in handy later on this season. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very, very soon when Formula 1 heads to Canada. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.